welcome to my channel. My name is Tess and this is Tess Stitches, in which I talk about cross stitching for the most part and share my progress. Thank you to all my returning viewers and subscribers, and welcome to anyone who might be new. I hope you find something you like and a reason to stick around. First off, I would like to apologise for missing my update last month. 2021 has not been kind to me, mostly mental health, because of things that are happening. So I just wasn't in the headspace and didn't need to share that negativity with the world. So today I will be showing what I did in February and in March. I am going to do it a little bit different. Please give me feedback if you prefer my old way or if you like the new way. Instead of sort of trying to juggle my whips to put them on a poster board, I'm just going to share the final mock-up plus the comparison photo. Again, please let me know which you prefer. Before I get into it, thank you for all of the support with my Stitch With Me. Again, that didn't happen last month either, but I really enjoy it and am looking forward to the next one. So if you've got any questions that you'd like me to answer, leave them in the comments below, or any topics you think I should discuss. Otherwise, I'll just attempt to waffle on and answer tags that I found on the internet. I think that's most of what I have to say. I am still planning on doing my Flosstube extras. I mean, I couldn't even get my normal update up, so Flosstube extras are pretty low priority, but I haven't forgotten, and there's a few that I really do want to share. But let's get into it. So far this year, I have stitched 27,714 stitches. As I think I've said the last couple of times, and I promise I'm not going to say it every time, I'm not counting towards a 200,000 stitch goal. I would love to meet it, but it's kind of unachievable. But I don't feel right counting against 100,000 stitches, because that's kind of seems to be what I do anyway, and it's not a challenge. Maybe I should get over my weird brain and aim for 150, but at this point I'm just keeping track of what I've done. In February I stitched 8,775 stitches, and in March 6,327. So that gives some indication of how I was feeling. I just couldn't bring myself to stitch or do anything really. Going to go in order of what I worked on. I'm going to try and be organized. I do have it written down. If you can tell, I keep looking down, but I did forget to write the artist's name for all of them. Hopefully I know them, but let's just get in and we'll see what happens. First up, as always, is Haystack Sunset by Jeff Pritchard, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I have broken this into a quadriptych piece. I am working on part 2. In February, I stitched 965 stitches, and in March, I stitched 777. Here is a mock-up of what it will look like when it is done. And here is the side-by-side comparison. Next up, I have Storytime by Aruda Art, charted by Gecko Rouge. In February, I stitched 2,192, and in March, I stitched 276. Quite a change. I was aiming to have this done by April. Not going to happen. I'm now focusing on Haystack because I really want a birthday finish. It's going to be tough. but that's my goals, which we'll get to at the end. So here is a photo of what it will look like when it's finished, and the side-by-side comparison. Then we have PhD in Cross Stitch by Stitch Rovia. I picked this one up because it is my oldest whip, and that's how Magical Stitches are doing their penalty stitches this year. I put in 346 stitches. I believe that was in February. I thought I was organised, but I've just got stitch counts. I didn't actually mark which was which, so I'll try and remember, but I can't promise anything. I'm such an idiot. Here is a photo of what it will look like when it's finished, and the side-by-side comparison. If you can tell, I am doing a complete colour conversion. I don't know all my colours yet. This was, as I said, it's my oldest whip, so I didn't know much about cross-stitching at the time, but I'll finish it eventually. Next up, I can't share with you. It was a model stitch I did for a friend. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. I'm not sure if the name she gave the file is what it actually was, but in February I did 3,925 stitches, and in March I did 3,638. That is now complete. She has it, she's finished it, it's beautiful, and I will share that when I am able to. Next up is Storykeeper by Selena Fenich. This was actually a new start in February. I only managed 30 stitches, so kind of not really worth it, but every stitch counts. A start's a start. This is what it will look like when it is finished. And here it is now. Obviously it doesn't have the comparison. Then I have another new start, Castles in the Air by Long Dog Samplers. I've got quite a few people to blame for this. Beautiful, beautiful piece that I've seen quite a lot. Hannah was the tipping point, seeing her working on it most weeks at that time, I think. I am using a piece of Fortnite Fabrics. I'll put the name of it here because I didn't think to write that down and my brain's not working. I am using Blanc. I only managed 23 stitches, and I don't know if you're going to be able to tell from the photo, it's not quite centered. My marking before I put it in the Q-snap was not successful or effective. I don't know whether I want to work to the sides to see if it'll fit, or whether I just pull out 23 stitches and start again. I'm pretty sure I have enough fabric allowance, but I don't know if I want to risk it for, again, 23 stitches. But here is a photo of what it will look like when it's done. And if you can even see them, here is a photo of where it is now. Then we come up on Dogwood by Cindy Christensen. This is, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, as was Storykeeper. This is my Stitch With Me piece, so if you watch my Stitch With Me, you would have already seen this progress. I put in 200 stitches. Here is a photo of what it will look like when it's finished, and the comparison. Next up is Fracta Flowers by Lardy Da. I am using a piece of Colour Cascades fabric, 18 count in brown sugar. Mostly called for colours, but there are a couple that disappear on the fabric, so I'm trying to pull from the rest of the design so it all matches. But here is, I put in 235 stitches. Here is a photo of what it will look like when it's done. And here is the side-by-side comparison. Next, we have Midnight Stroll Mini by Julie Fain, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I put in 207 stitches. If you want to see this stitched up so beautifully, Armour at Armour's Little Wonders is doing it as well, and it's putting me to shame. It was supposed to be a sale, but she's better at stitching than I am. Here is a photo of what it will look like when it's finished. And the side-by-side comparison. Okay, we're nearly there. Apologies. Next up, we have Reader's Paradise, Supersize Max Color by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is another one that Armour's doing, and again, I'm pretty sure she's a lot further ahead than I am. I put in 220 stitches. I am doing this one tent, so it's actually 440, but I'm counting for myself, and it was done as a Magical Stitches prompt, so, you know, half stitches you need to, you know how it goes. This is a photo of what it will look like when it's done. And the side-by-side comparison. Then we have Pro Bodies Nerfect. This is a chart I did myself. I've got commercial rights to the font from forever ago. It really doesn't matter. I use Pick to Pat. Did 212 spaced. I put in 212 stitches. This is a photo of what it will look like when it's finished. And the side-by-side comparison. We are getting close, guys. Next up is The Possibilities Evolution Rainbow Supersize Max Color by Alyssa Gerwig, who goes by the artist name Walking Melons, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I stitched 220 stitches in February and 1,095 in March. This is a photo of what it will look like when it's finished. And the side-by-side comparison. Next is Tea and Books by Bridget Ashwood, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Stitched 110 stitches. Yes, right. Sorry. Doing the background tent, my brain had just done the maths the wrong way round, and I'm like, I've done more than 50 stitches. Yes, so I did 220 stitches, but because I'm doing the background tent, it's 110. Makes sense. Here's a photo of what it will look like when it's finished. And here is the side-by-side comparison. We are very close. Next up, we have Festive Townhouse by Michael Powell. I put in 114 stitches. This is what it will look like when it's finished. And this is the side-by-side comparison. Second to last, we have Apple Blossom by Marianne Broom. I put in 111 stitches. Here is a photo of what it will look like when it's finished. And here is a side-by-side comparison. And last but not least, I have The Florist by Anchor. I put in 206 stitches. Here is a photo of what it will look like when it's finished. And here is a side-by-side comparison. And that's it, all of my stitching for February and March. As I said, it's not what I would like, but progress is progress. Thanks to Easter weekend. I don't know if I said today's Easter Sunday, April 4th. I have made pretty amazing progress in Haystack. It was always the plan to use this weekend to try and claw back my required stitch count to actually attempt to get a finish by my birthday. I think last night I now need 365 stitches a day, which is a fair bit and not really achievable every day. So I am hoping that today and tomorrow I can put in some more decent progress and get it down just a little bit further. You won't see the impressive progress I've made until next month because it was all stitched in April. But again, let me know how you liked, yes, I'm talking to people. Let me know how you liked my new sort of way of sharing. Okay, hello baby. It feels a lot quicker. I don't know what the end video is going to be once I add the photos, but it definitely recorded a lot quicker because I'm not having to fuss around with whips and the board, which I just can't get to work. My goals / plans for the month of April, all of the haystack. I really want to keep pushing that. I will also have to grid part 3 because if I finish it, without the gridding, then I won't be able to stitch, and I can't bring myself to break my daily stitching just because I wasn't gridded. So gridding will probably start happening. I'm thinking maybe 1 or 2 lengths just before I go to bed. See how we go. Maybe at work, rather than trying to stitch there. But we'll see. Thank you again for sticking around and supporting me. I am planning on doing a giveaway once I hit 500, so that's extremely exciting. I didn't think that I'd come even close to that, so thank you all for spending time with me. Yeah, I'll let you go. Hope you had an amazing Easter if you celebrate. She's had enough, and I will see you again soon. Bye guys.